This is the voice of the Report of the Week, signing on. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone listening. This is Report of the Week here, and we present to you another VORW program. The current date and time is being recorded at. It is Sunday, July 27th, 2014. The time is 11:58 p.m., though it's soon to be the early hours of Monday, July the 28th of 2014. But we're starting this off on a Sunday and finishing this on a Monday. How's that sound? Adequate enough, I hope. Hope we are all well today. I'm certain that this broadcast will be released most likely on Tuesday, probably 24 hours from now. So late Monday night, if you will, early Tuesday morning. And this will be released with a review. Alright? So I hope that sounds adequate enough. But anyway, I hope all of you are doing well. Hope your weekend was alright. And I hope your Monday was just as good. Hope you didn't do anything too stupid over the weekend. Hope you didn't drink to excess, right? And are now all hungover for the start of the week. But, that's what happens. But, anyway, I hope all is well on your end, your front, right? For me, for the past few days, once again, I'm recording this on a late Sunday. Right, so I haven't yet embraced the week. But, that's the talk. I guess I could say I'm doing good and lie to you, but I don't like doing that. It is normally in conversation when you ask, oh, how are you doing? It's customary to say, oh, I'm fine, thanks. Normally you don't hear someone say, oh, I'm terrible, It's kind of an unwritten, taboo, where you have to say, you're doing fine, I'm doing fine, right? Or else. So it could be a bit awkward if, you say, oh, how you doing? And the other person responds, terrible. It's, I don't know. But I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I could be doing better, It's the simple truth. What's going on? What's going on? Lecture review, bro? Nothing, actually. I've just been down for the past few days straight, so that's really it. Why? No reason. None at all. I have nothing to be down about. I'm just, it comes and goes. That's that. But, I'm trucking along still. I am. Today, Sunday, I didn't do much of anything. I was up all night Saturday night, and I was up into the morning. I fell asleep at around 11:30 a.m. Woke up at 6 p.m. Sunday. Had dinner, and now I'm back up. But I only got 6 hours sleep for being up nearly 24 hours. So I'm probably gonna go to bed normal time now and get back on track. I did not go for a walk this evening. There's a line of thunderstorms supposed to come through. They still haven't shown up yet. So I could have taken a walk, but I blew it. So now it's midnight. Now it's midnight on the button. I think actually a Russian numbers station is supposed to come on right now. 15721. It's very weak. So I'm not bothering to record that. See how the home receiver picks it up. Inaudible. Alright. Sorry about that. You know it's a passion of mine to also record number stations on the shortwave, so I sometimes habitually drop everything and see if it's coming in clear enough, but this one always has trouble. But anyway. But yeah, I myself could be doing a little better. But what are you gonna do? You know? Comes and goes. It can be in a couple of days, hours, weeks, months. It'll go. Shall pass. So for now, we carry on. But anyway, once again, hope all is well. Otherwise, for me, I really haven't done much this weekend. I filmed an energy drink review. This one is for an interesting drink. It was given to me by the company. It's called Overcharge Delirium XT. I find that to be a very interesting one. It actually is a drink featured in a game, I believe. And the name of that game is Sunset Overdrive. And I find it cool to be able to review an energy drink that's actually, in a video game and plays a role in that game. And here it is in real life. So I reviewed it, and we'll see how that went over. Other than that, we have a bunch of pizza reviews filmed up, so that's what the next one's going to be. The next one you're going to see, it's a pizza review. I didn't film anything besides the energy drink review this weekend. I'll get back to filming tomorrow. Probably a Planet Wings review. And then some pizza reviews and anything else that we find along the way. Speaking of pizza, we have a few things here ready to review. Okay. We have a DiGiorno cheese stuffed crust pepperoni pizza. I've got that to look forward to. And we have Freschetta signature pepperoni pizza. This is like their rising crust pizza. Most of the time with Freschetta, I've been reviewing their, not flatbread, brick oven pizzas. So now we'll try their rising crust. Both of them look like appetizing pizzas, so I'll look forward to reviewing them. 7 minutes into the broadcast. Let's read some fan mail. Actually, first, my friends, let's get some water, okay? I have a Monster Energy drink here next to me, but I'd rather a healthier alternative, mind you. Let's go over to the cabinet. Get a nice, fresh, clean glass. Let's get some water. 12:02. 12:02 a.m. the time being. I think that's the right time. Maybe the clock's a little slow. And let's get a few ice cubes. Here we go. Oh, we're going with 3 ice cubes this time. Not the usual 2. 3 is fine. 3 is a party. Or is it 3's company? Who knows? Who knows how that saying goes, if it's even a saying. Okay. So now that we're at the desk here, let's read some fan mail and let's see what's going on in the world. In this online world. Right. Let us read and respond to fan mail. We have a couple letters here, so we'll reserve the next 10-20 minutes for that, and then we'll keep talking about the channel. Listen, you might have noticed it, at least I noticed it. If I sound a bit tired, drowsy, out of it, understand that I acknowledge that as well. As I said before, I've been feeling a bit down, so it's just, I suppose one of the physical repercussions of that. But if you can make it past that, which I hope you can, that'll be greatly appreciated. Before you know it, probably the next VORW or whatever will be the good old exuberant, somewhat happy me, but for now you're stuck with all this doom and gloom right here. But I vow to sit behind the microphone regardless of how I am. If I'm angry, if I'm sad, if I'm depressed, if I'm joyous and happy, regardless of my emotion or what have you, I shall record a show, and that's what makes everyone unique. But understand, I hope you can get past that, and I am aware of it also. I mean, maybe I'm just looking too far into something. But anyway. Okay. Did we get this? How far did we go? Pretty sure this was, well, we'll be going on. We'll start off from this one. Actually, I think the thunderstorms are starting to come. Let's just check the radar. Well, first, let's read a fan mail, okay? Been watching your work and reviews for years, on and off, and now just subscribed. So glad you decided to keep your channel going. I truly wish I had your persona and professionalism. You're aces, kid. Thank you for that. And, don't just wish, if, could make it a reality, right? Buy some nice suits, work on the voice, and there we go, eh? Could be just like old Review Bra here. Oh wow, yeah, we got a big thunderstorm coming in right now. It's big. It's I'm looking at the radar. There's a lot of red. Hopefully you understand the colors of the weather radar now, so I don't need to reiterate that. Looks like we're just getting into the yellow now. There's a big blob of red heading right towards us, even some dark red. So, who cares? Let it go. So if you hear any thunder, that's exactly what it is. It's thunder. So let it go. Hello, Report of the Week. I've been following your channel for only a few weeks, but so far I've been very pleased with what you do. I was wondering, since you do review items from other countries and culture, will you be interested in having energy drinks mailed to you from your fans? Perhaps a P.O. box would be an option. I would be happy to mail you some interesting novelties from Europe and imported goods from the Middle East and elsewhere. I wish you all the best. Regards from Denmark. I have been thinking of a P.O. box. I'm sure you could understand how much easier that would make. Since I am thinking about opening up a little bit more. Since I am starting to take now more requests from professional companies. I mean, we'll see, but the last thing I want is someone sending me, if you remember this, anthrax, right? But I think that's unrealistic to think. And here's our friend. He sent us another email. Sorry I write to you twice, but I was composing this as I was listening to your latest VORW, that's number 36. And since you like photography, I figured I would show you some of mine. I think it may fall in your taste. A minimalist shot of a foggy morning in Denmark, close to the ocean. A man and a dog wandering silently. And here they are. Here's his pictures. I really like them. I do like the atmosphere. Classic black and white in the fog. I like it. I do. Surely do. Thank you for your work. Do you serve the energy drinks you review cold or room temp? Just curious. Always cold. Always cold unless it specifies on the packaging to be otherwise. Sometimes I even serve them on ice, but most of the time they're cold. I usually put them in the refrigerator, and I refrigerate them for 6 to 8 hours prior to ensure, of course, you could put it in for 45 minutes. It would still be just as chilled, but I want to ensure that it is fully, chilled. I pretty much serve them as they are sold to me. If I buy a drink in the convenience store and it's sitting there mostly in the refrigerated section, it's going to be refrigerated. You know, almost, I'd say 95% of them are refrigerated, except the little energy shots and a few novelties. On to the next. Hello, can I add you on RS? That's RuneScape. I don't play the game anymore, but sure. And for anyone else who plays that game, feel free to add these accounts. Well, of course, I have 2,500 of them, but you could, whatever. I'll name you the main ones, right? But I'm not going to be logging on to them anytime soon. But you could just stare at them and you could think, "Wow, Review Bro was on that at one point, right?" You could add Rep Week Info. I think that's Rep Week space Info. That was like my main information gathering account. You could add Rep Week space AD, and I think there's another space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to I think 9 or 10 maybe. Yeah, all the way up to 9, 1 through 9. Another good one that I like is Clamshell. That was a solid name right there. Yard Stuff. That's another one. It's good enough right now. Huh? Hi. I haven't met you, but I already know that I hate you. Your pure presence offends me. I hope you stay at home, because I don't want to see you in the street. Well, it's unlikely that you will anyways, but that's understood, you know. I actually feel kind of accomplished that my presence, just my being here right now, has worked this guy up. But so I think that's pretty solid. You know, I never thought I would be capable of that, but clearly I've been proven so, huh? Yeah. Dear Mr. Report of the Week, I thoroughly enjoy your videos. I find your ratings to be fair and precise. Me and my friend are your biggest fans. We've watched all your videos. Please continue to be awesome in reviewing and letting me know the best food to purchase for my money. Well, that's all from me. I hope you see this. Farewell. P.S. You're so hot. Love, your two biggest fans, Jazz and Jess. P.S.S. This isn't a troll message or anything. We really love you. P.S.S. Here is some fan art that was made. Yeah, we'll feature it. Why not? Looks like a little collage almost of yours truly. Throughout the ages, even. Like the nice little crown of flowers. Solid. We'll get that up there. Thank you for your contribution. This is Jazz again. I just sent you a message. Okay, this is the person who just sent me the previous message, the one of the fan art. I was just wondering what you thought about Nick Caves. I believe that's Nick Caves. Cave. Could be Nick Cave, right? But I'm familiar with who that is. He was the musician, or is the musician still. His suits. Please answer. I'm so looking forward to answering something of mine, being a huge, capital H-U-G-E, fan of yours. Also, you can ignore this. Nah, not gonna ignore it. But could you give me a shout out to my website? Sure. Now let's first talk about his suits. I certainly don't mind them at all. He's a big fan of the pinstripe suits. You know, you could see him wearing a few of those. But they're nicer ones. They're conservative suits, and I really don't mind them at all. You know, and he's rarely seen with that one. Sure, he doesn't wear a tie, you know, that much, but he's almost always wearing one, and still respectably dressed. Most of the time, he still actually wears the dress pants and the jacket matching, instead of what some guys do now, trying to wear the extra tight pants or the skinny jeans or something with a regular formal jacket. So I'm glad he still, it does that, but yeah, his suits are fine. I have no problem with them. Now here's the website. Okay, that's Nick Cave murdered me at tumblr.com. We will spell that out. NickCaveMurdered me .tumblr. That's TUMBLR.com. Nick Cave murdered me at tumblr.com or .tumblr.com. Thanks. Love your stuff. Watched all your videos. Have a great day. Thank you. Hello. Back on the topic of UVB-76. I myself have only ever heard one voice transmission while listening, and that was earlier this year in March. I about had a heart attack. I was so ecstatic to finally be witnessing one of the ever-mysterious transmissions. It's so rewarding after so many years of listening. I hope that you will eventually catch one. I will definitely check out those sister stations you mentioned. Thanks for telling me about them. As always, take care. I hope you're well. I look forward to your next video. And thank you for your words. UVB-76 is a fine station. I was actually listening to them a little bit today, but for the most part, I listen to them in the winter. UVB-76. I usually listen to them in the winter. That's actually when the signal comes in best, because UVB-76, that's located on the frequency of 4625. That's a shortwave frequency. So it's subject to all the shortwave characteristics. For instance, the lower frequencies are heard much better at night, and the higher frequencies are heard much better during the daytime. That's how it works with shortwave radio. So in the winter, it's booming. I mean, it's clear. It's very, very strong. It could even be heard in the U.S. It's very strong, usually from like 10 a.m. until 4 a.m. So, I mean, very long spans of time where you could hear it clear, almost 24/7. Whereas in the summer, you could only hear it clearly from maybe, 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. So the hours are significantly reduced there. But, I usually listen to it in the winter a lot more aggressively, if you will. On to the next. Hello. You make great videos. I enjoy your energy drink reviews, despite me cutting down on the beverages. And you're running on empty videos. Where I come from, there isn't much diversity in terms of fast food. Your lectures are also really insightful. Keep up the good work. And thank you for your comments, and I'm glad you're enjoying the reviews. Here's our dear friend, who we have corresponded with multiple times. The kid, the beast, the champ, here he is. My dear review bra, yes, I am back. I am writing swiftly after the latest VORW, as you made my brain go fuzzy and all gooey when you posted the new episode 12 hours after the one before. Consequently, you did not read my message till the next episode, and I just had to go out and collect another client. They're both in the bath right now, unclothed and moist. Again, all the pictures of my activities are in my scrapbook, which I'll leave you if I ever become your ceiling fan. No matter. You're here for my cotton candy. I know that now. I took a spill earlier. Egg. I am collecting head lice. My clients, sadly, all had clean hair, but I go on the bus and subtly sniff the children, and then a few nits move house to my own skull skin fur flap. Do you prefer blondes or redheads? I'm indifferent. I've got my hands on some human meat. I bet you'd never review that, would you? I have tried male and female, thinking that female would taste more perfumey or something. It didn't. Both taste bitter. Probably better than G-Shot, though. Yeah. Anything's better than G-Shot. Though I don't encourage cannibalism. Don't worry, the Flatfoots won't hunt me. It was medical waste. Here's another poem. Excellent. Review bra looks so stylish, as always. Even while eating fish, the chunky man won't harm him, or he'll taste my claw hand fist. Ever seen Goosebumps? I just watched Monster Blood. I'm looking forward to rewatching How I Got My Shrunken Head. Of course, nothing beats Sabrina the Teenage Witch, even if it's a ripoff of I Dream of Jeannie, which itself is a ripoff of Bewitched. Goosebumps, I have seen it. It's definitely a 90s show, but I've definitely seen it many years ago, so I am familiar with it. Anywho, must dash. To all the listeners, don't touch that dial, don't pick those scabs, and treat Review Bra with respect, or your firstborn will be born with a clubfoot. Dragon Man. And postscript. Do a striptease alone to reduce humidity. Excellent advice as ever. Postscript. If you had a son which was born as a shortwave radio, would you love it as your own? Or would the horrendous birth put you off looking at its antenna? That's a good question, I suppose. It depends on how the creature would be, really. If it entered this world, it's just like a classic radio, like a little box, right? Plastic and circuits, and it was like smaller, like the size of my shortwave radio. And it was just a shortwave radio, but it actually was supposed to be a human being. Oh yeah, I would definitely proudly display it and listen to it. But if it was this weird, fleshy, morphed creature, I'd be a bit put off by it, I suppose. Hello, report of the week. I was just wondering if you ever watched The Sopranos. Seems like the kind of show you'd like. Set in New Jersey, and the characters often wear stylish 90s garb. Just Google image Sopranos suits to see what I'm talking about. I would have just attached a picture, but YouTube's messaging system is annoyingly simplistic. Oh yeah, you said it. And by the way, have you ever tried... Well, I apologize for what I'm about to say, but understand I'm reciting a name and nothing more. By the way, have you ever tried Pussy energy drink? Keep churning out those VORWs, man. They're my favorite part of your channel. Best wishes, Gareth. I have not tried that energy drink. And understand, that due to the nature of its name, well, number one, I haven't seen it sold in any stores nearby, so I couldn't even review it if I wanted to. But due to the nature of its name, I'd have to be rather careful reviewing it. But I have not tried it. Once again, I apologize. And we're closing up with the fan mail here, so do not worry. Hi, Mr. Report. I love your food reviews. They make me so hungry. I am portly and live vicariously through you as you eat delicious fast food. I was wondering why you don't ever review some of the healthier choices from those establishments. For example, some of Wendy's salads or chicken wrap from McDonald's. Another question, why do you hate sauce so much? I think it usually adds a flavor, as long as there's not too much on it. Well, I try to review everything on the menu. Well, clearly, like most people, I prioritize. I review the fast food fry to goodness, right, first. And then when I'm out of things to review, we go to the healthy stuff, right, that no one cares about. Now, McDonald's I can't even do a review of anymore. Oh, boy, I wish I could do McDonald's reviews. I'd be pumping those out as often as those pizza reviews, I swear. But I can't do them anymore. You know why I don't review McDonald's anymore? I used to have a McDonald's literally maybe 5 minutes away from my house. I could just drive there and be back in 10 minutes with food to review. It was that fast, literally. They all knew me over there. Good service, friendly service. It was a great little setup I had going, but then I guess they didn't have enough business or something, so they shut down. Now the next one, sure, it's still close, but it's in a busier area, there's so much traffic there, it would take literally 30 to 45 minutes to get home. I said, no, I can't do it. But that's why. Now, with the sauce. I don't have anything against specific sauce. I have something against foul sauce. I'm sure you might be referring from the... Maybe not, but the Wendy's pretzel burger revisited. And that was awful sauce. It was so foul tasting, it ruined the sandwich. It ruined the sandwich. It destroyed it. So I opted out with no sauce, and that made things better. On to the next. We have 2 more after this, and they're short ones, so don't worry. Hey man, keep up the good work. Was wondering if you've written any more short stories. Also, what dinosaur are you? What dinosaur am I? That's a very interesting little question there. I have not written any more short stories, but I was thinking about doing it. I was thinking about writing a few more works since I have the time, or at least finishing up a few old ones. I used to write a lot more, and I have about 6 or 7 unfinished stories on my computer, so I could already go and finish them. What I also liked doing was writing fake news articles. I used to do that for my Canadian friend, and he enjoyed them very much, and he said, I really liked reading them, blah, 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 all that stuff. But I would make fake news articles and stuff, and he said they're very well done, but anyway. So nothing yet. On to the next. Keep up the great work. I love your persistence. I do believe you have a future in the food reviewing world. That is, if you so desire. And finally, greetings, lecturer, review bro. Just wanted to say that I recently found your channel and have become hooked. I also just recently got into shortwave radio, and I bought an old realistic shortwave receiver. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that brand. I actually have a realistic CB radio in my possession. I've worked in radio for some time, but mostly with FM antennas and towers. I was always a ground guy, never in the air, too scared of heights. Do you ever do any broadcasting? That's all. I just wanted to say, keep on keeping on. I don't do any broadcasting at this moment, but that's actually one thing I could do, even if it's FM radio. Get a job as a broadcaster. I mean, that would be awesome if I could. Even if it's just a local station, I mean, for what I'm doing right now, the pay would be fine, But I haven't done anything yet. But I'm thinking if I ever one day, got money or whatever, I'd buy. I wouldn't, have my own station or anything like that, but I would at least buy airtime on a few shortwave stations. Because there's plenty in the U.S. I'd say there's about 20 shortwave stations in the U.S. that actually just broker their airtime to anyone who's willing to buy it. So I would probably buy some airtime on a few stations if I ever got the chance. And then everyone around the world could hear this crap, right? So maybe one day, right? That clears up our fan mail. I took my time. What are we rushing for, right? What are we rushing for? Nothing. If anything, we may as well drag this out as long as possible, because we should all, each and every one of us, including me, be thankful that I'm going on a topic that I can speak fluently about and take my time about, because after this, who knows what I'm going to be talking about, So let's just babble on for about 5 minutes, all right? That sound good? And then we'll get on to the actual lecture. I'm just feeling in the mood, and hopefully from the beginning of the review, maybe it was reading the fan mail and all the positive comments that helped to cheer me up. Maybe it was just sitting there and getting to talk. I guess that could be a way of releasing energy, if you will, but I've at least cheered up a little bit. Hopefully you could understand in my tone that I since have. But still could be a little better, but at least now I feel at least a little more energized, right? because I do enjoy making these shows. But yeah, I've actually thought about this, about one day buying airtime on radio stations. You gotta think. Someone was saying, "Oh, would you rather buy airtime or make your own station?" And you don't realize how expensive a shortwave station is. I'm not talking amateur radio. I'm talking like a full broadcast station with buildings, transmitters, studios, big towers, and everything. I mean, some of those could be, tens and tens of millions of dollars. Right there. So I said, forget that. However, if you want to, say, get some airtime, I mean, some stations charge outrageous rates. Like this one would be, this one was trying to charge for like 1 hour of programming, right? 1 hour of programming, like either a week, so you could get maybe like 5 hours of programming a month, and they tried to charge like $25,000 for that. And I found that outrageous. But then you have better rates, which are some that charge just like 50 cents per minute. There's others that have, special deals and what have you. I know there's one station where you could actually name your own price. For a few $1,000s, you could get like a few hours a day, every day, for the whole month. So I mean, I've thought about it, and if I ever save up some money, I might do it just for fun, even if it's just getting an hour, just to say, hey, I did it, got my voice out there. But it is what it is. Could always become a radio pirate, but the FCC doesn't care anymore. I guess I could do that. I could broadcast as long as I wanted to for free, but then there's always the risk of one day the suit's coming at your house, and there goes that. So I'm not that kind of person anyways. Most of the time, though, with pirate radio, I don't think I really need to reiterate what that is. I'm sure we've all heard of pirate radio before. Most of the shortwave pirates, which, believe me, there's a lot of today still. On Saturday, I was listening using the online receiver, the web SDR, and I must have heard about 30 different pirates in the space of an hour, all playing different arrays of music. A lot of them like to play rock music, but then you got these weird ones that just play these obscure polkas. That's all they do, and there's like 10 of those stations out there. Heard a few stations, though. The Tip and Elvis show. It's a pirate station, but they operate like a real radio station, complete with a phone number where you could call in and request a song, I think, and you could email them. And there's another station, the Rock Radio Network, and I actually sent in a reception report for them, which they gladly accepted. But so that's that. I've decided, since I listen to these all sorts of shortwave stations, nowadays I write to everyone I listen to. I figure it's just polite to let them know that there's still people listening to them, and to show my support and what have you. And they're always glad to receive them. So I wrote a few tonight, sent them out, sent some emails, all that stuff. Wrote to Radio Havana, Cuba. It's out of Cuba. And I was surprised for a station that really likes to bash the U.S.'s foreign policy. The people who actually run the programs on that station are very nice. Certainly a lot nicer than even some of the regular stations like the BBC or whatever. Then I wrote to China Radio International, but forget it. Let's go to the lecture, shall we? So we were talking about the story of my channel, the history of my channel, mind you. Could be the history, could be the story. It's a story, at least. Can't say if it's really history, but it's a story of some sort. So let's talk about the channel here. Let's just keep going from where we left off. And let's continue. Now, where did we leave off? Might have left off at the Subway BLT review. Well, that's what we're saying, right? Subway BLT review. So we're going to continue from there. And once again, we're just going to keep going on, just review to review, until things start changing. That's going to be in the early fall of 2013, October we're talking. So this video here, Energy Crisis Energy Drink Review number 85, that's Monster Ultra Blue, is unmemorable. I don't remember it at all. Before. So we're another video here, making another video, doing an energy drink review. By now, it's August 22nd, 2013, and, at that point in time already, I had fully recuperated. I had a nice setup going. I was still uploading videos, weekly, but already the restrictions had been loosened, By then it had been a good 6 months, over 6 months, more like 8 months, since whatever happened back in January. Already then I had pretty much learned my lesson, but I still yearned for comments to be back up. I didn't realize that I never wanted to see another comment on this channel again until fall of 2013. And hopefully we'll get to the beginning of that in this review, and I think we will. But this review was unmemorable. The only thing I remember about this one is that it was actually followed by another review, an apology to the public, delayed upload times. So this review is unmemorable, but we'll connect this to the next video. That being an apology to the public, delayed upload times. Hopefully hopefully, I don't need to explain that too much because the title says it all. Hello all, this is the report of the week here. Not a review though. It is not a review. I'm going with the short sleeve shirt, and did you see my pimpin' tie clip? Huh? You can go to the beginning and you can pause the video, for all I care. Not a review though. Wearing a solid one. It was a 70s tie clip, authentic from the 70s. This gold tie clip of a big J in the middle. I would never wear something like that anymore. But one with the short sleeve shirt. I'm actually going with the short sleeve dress shirt right now. I'm here behind the microphone. I'm wearing looks like dark gray dress pants with white pinstripes. These are actually the dress pants to my oh, is that lightning out there? Wow. Okay. Here comes the thunder. I can't hear anything. Anyway. These are the dress pants to my gray suit. I believe it was the gray one. Yeah, the gray double-breasted one that I've worn somewhat recently. These are the pants to that. And I'm wearing a short-sleeve white dress shirt with a red and silver tie. It's a very nice one, but just something when I'm not going out. But I wanted to be dressed appropriately for dinner. I could never eat dinner wearing anything less. But I made this apology video because my videos were still being screened. So it's still one per week, but let's just say the screener was on vacation, or was on a trip, or was something. It might have been I think it was a trip with friends or whatever, and didn't have internet service at that location, so it wasn't able to screen the videos, so the upload times were delayed, so I felt it necessary to make an apology. On to the next video. This one was actually mentioned in my most recent review. It's Wendy's Pretzel Burger, the original, running on empty food review. Now this one I was actually surprised by how the time I actually uploaded it. It was August 28th of 2013. And I honestly thought I uploaded this in November or December, but no. What I did with this video, and you can also do that too. I found it was pretty cool. I put the Wendy's Pretzel Burger review in half of the screen, and on the other half I did the modern Wendy's Pretzel Burger review, and I played the two at the same time, and I just saw how things were different. And looking at myself, the older version, myself from a year ago, to the present version of myself on the right, and I just looked at the two, and I thought, yeah, even then I look a little different, over the course of a year. My hairstyle has gotten a little different, and my beautiful aesthetics have certainly gone downhill, might I say. And that was ironic, or not ironic. Well, it was a little bit of irony in there, if you get what I'm getting at. But the burger was awful. On to the next. This one we did a first. It was Reese's versus Unreal, the first candy review we've ever done on the Running an Empty series. It was Reese's versus Unreal. We lined the two up side by side, and we compared them. Pretty much it was Reese's, the chocolate with the peanut butter, and the Unreal, which is pretty much the knockoff of Reese's, which is the chocolate and the peanut butter. And, well, chaos ensued. It was an 18-minute review. Surprisingly, though, it got 7,000 views. And this is when it all started going downhill. Well, not downhill. When things started changing. Remember that before this, my audience consisted of a couple groups. Some remnants of my original audience, the people from previous, from 2012 and 2011, the crew from there. A few holdouts. We also had a small block who still remained from the original group when it went viral, the pizza review. So those are a few Redditors and others, and just the general public, the general online community, we'll say. But, so we started a remnant of that. Then we also had many people from bodybuilding.com who were with us, because I still had my thread going there. Now that I let the thread die, I said it's my time to go, so I packed up and left the site without any warning. And then we had some people from the B9 and Kanye2the.com. I still laugh at however my video got on that site, and a couple other sites, mostly forums. But on this review, it was a turning point. It was already early September. This is when things started changing. I can't say they went south. It's been another change, right? This is when the modern era of my channel, Part 2, begins. And that's what we're still in today. Though you could say that it's actually changing once more right now. But we'll get into that probably in a couple months, the way this lecture series is going. At a snail's pace. Even slower, right? How about at a little dust mite's pace? That's more accurate. But anyway. The Reese's vs. Unreal video. During that review, I just decided after I filmed that, I thought, let me just turn on the email notifications, because I had since shut them off. Let me turn the email notifications back on and just see where we're at. So, I did that. Turned on the email notifications. And then I went for a walk. Now, even back then, not quite a year ago, but I was taking my normal night walks that I do now. I came back and I was shocked to see my inbox once again full, with about 200 new emails. I thought, what the hell, man? I thought, what the heck is this? What the heck is this? 200? Does this always happen after I release a review? Of course not. But clearly something had happened. Well, oh, that's solid. Some nice lightning out there. Wait until you hear that. There's like 5 lightning bolts. Right there, right outside. That's awesome. Anyway. So, I was thinking, what the heck had happened? Little did I know that this video, the Reese's vs. Unreal video, had been posted on a site known as 4chan. And the only reason I knew about 4chan, or that it was posted there, because someone sent me a message and said, hey, I'm from 4chan, we love your videos, feel free to visit us. So I remember the next day, talking to a friend, and I was telling him, I've been seeing a lot of views recently coming from this site called 4chan. You know anything about it? And he looked at me and he shook his head, He said, yeah, 4chan. He said, be really careful with that site. It ruins lives. And, I learned that firsthand. I truly did. So, that's when I first found out, really, about my presence on 4chan. It all started on a board called VIII. That's \FIT. It's a board on 4chan. I'm sure many of you know 4chan. I'm sure a few of you are actually from that site. And maybe a few of you have had a few encounters with that site, might I say. But regardless of where you're from, or what your connection with that site is, hopefully you all know what 4chan is. If you don't, you could look it up, but I highly advise you not to visit it. Simply because you'll be thinking you won't be thinking highly of this site, and you won't be thinking highly of me either if I recommended it. But if you still wish to visit it, please, whatever you do, don't visit the board called Random or B. You'll see a few things. And that's for your own safety. So, anyway, that's when I first found out about 4chan and my videos. But I didn't check it out. I was aware that they were flocking right to them. And it's clear why it was actually first sprouted up. The virus first emerged, right, on VIII. And that's because, well, my videos were posted on the MISC, bodybuilding forum there. So clearly there were a few users who used the two interchangeably. And some of them decided, hey, let's post good old review, bro, on VIII. They did, and that's what happened. So, the next review was Energy Drink Review 86. That's Monster Rehab. Nothing remarkable there at all. I don't remember anything about it. So, I can't say anything about it, but I guess it's a solid review. We did another Versus review. M&M's versus Unreal. Once again, the little M&M's, or M ampersand M, versus the Unreal knockoffs, which were once again absolutely horrible. Broke out the wing collar for that one, and it was a 15-minute review. Then, hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Review. So today, as I promised, we'll be reviewing McDonald's new Mighty. September 27th, we reviewed the Mighty Wings from McDonald's there. I don't even know if they have them anymore, if they're gone, but we reviewed them. They were alright. Now, by then, I had found out about 4chan. I knew about it earlier, but I decided to visit it. And I used the site because 4chan, I found that very quickly, it moves fast. People post new things, and the old threads 404, or they die out. And they're gone forever on the actual site. But there's sites known as archives of the site. And it's just that. It's an archive. So all the crap people talked about you can live on in infamy. I used this one site. It was an archive of VIII. Once again, because VIII was the only board on 4chan which really talked about my videos at the time. And by now they were posting every single video of mine on there. There were multiple threads about me at any given time, every single day. And I finally, after having more people talk to me and invite me over, I decided to check it out. And that might have been another bad decision of me to do, but I think it's good to, maybe learn from, not necessarily your mistakes, because it really wasn't a mistake, it was just cluelessness. But certainly got me looking at something a new way. So I visited VIII one afternoon, and I saw a thread of mine right there, right on up front. Wonder if we could find him. Well, we'll have to be going back a ways because it's been a while. But anyway, so we we went on fit. And we wanted to see what exactly, it was. What was going on. What they had to say about me. Oh boy. I wished I had never done that. I wish I had never, ever gone there, because the stuff I saw was, well, to call it, I suppose, offensive would be an understatement. It was people speaking their mind about me. What I read immediately was a slew of insults. That's all it was. The first thing I saw, I was just looking through the archive trying to find something from that time, but there's so much stuff there, I gave up. So I decided to visit Fit. I checked out the first thread about me, and you know what the first thing I see is? Well, we have to censor it for obvious reasons, but something to the degree is, who the F is this little autistic piece of S? That's a good way to put it. Now, then I looked and I saw this thread had 230-something replies. It was at its maximum bump limit. So clearly a lot of people saw this. So then I kept scrolling down. And what I saw amazed me. It was literally... There's an appropriate term to describe the same thing, which I refuse to say on this show, but the first word of that is gang. And the second word we could only imagine. But it was a cluster of nothing but hatred. Pretty much what it was is about 50 or 60 people there who all they did is watch my videos and mock them. That's what it was. And when I saw that, because I scrolled through the entire thread and looked at all the replies, and all it was people calling me autistic over and over again. People saying, what's this kid's problem? People looking through my videos and trying to say I'm mentally retarded. And there were even a few people saying that if they saw me in real life, they'd either A, punch me, or B, there were a few people who were genuinely saying that if they saw me, they'd try to kill me. And I got a few messages with that also from 4chan. And that's my first experience of that site. 200 replies. That's the first thing I saw. So I went back the next day. I contemplated on it. I went back and I thought, well, maybe this was who knows what. I checked back and there's a new thread about me. Actually, there were two up about me. And it's the same exact stuff. And I realized it's like this 24/7. Could you imagine the impact this might have on one to see all this negativity, see all this negative stuff being said about you, not just by one person, not just by one troll, but by 250 or 300, and then to see that not once a day, but maybe twice or 3 times, or 10, every day, certainly has an effect on the mind. And what got me more was that the whole site is based off of anonymity. There's barely any rules. Okay, there's a few rules. Depends how they're not really that enforced at all. But there's a few rules, but otherwise not much. You're anonymous, and you could say and do whatever you want. And that's clearly what made the site so popular. And what got me more is that I immediately put 2 and 2 together. And I thought, after seeing all this hatred and negativity and stuff about me, I realized these guys aren't posting to be famous. They can't be famous even if they wanted to. Everyone is anonymous. They're speaking their mind. And this is what everyone thinks about me. Everyone. That's what I was thinking at the time. This is the fall of 2013. And I'd say I would go back there almost every day. And, when I'd notice an influx in views, I knew where it was coming from. And I knew it wasn't good. And I really, I didn't have anyone on my side at that point. It was just everyone, pretty much now, my audience had shifted. The stuff on the B9 and those forums had pretty much died down. Sure, the whole bodybuilding crew was there, but mostly now it was everyone from 4chan. Specifically Fit, once again, who was there. And that was my audience. You could think of it this way. What it might have been... Let's think about it this way. Let's pretend I'm not doing reviews, right? I'm sitting there in a lecture hall, right? I'm at the podium, I'm a lecturer. And my audience, sitting in the seats, is my online audience. And I think that'd be a very awkward thing. But this is for the purpose of example. You could picture my early audience from 2011 to be sitting there attentively listening and watching and being respectful. You could picture my audience from, January of 2013, after it went viral, to still be there and to still be somewhat respectful. But maybe a few people whispering to one another, mocking me. And then you could picture the audience from the fall of 2013, where it's a room of a couple hundred, maybe not a couple hundred, depends how big the hall is, I guess, but a bunch of just rowdy guys yelling and swearing at me to their heart's content, and the most offensive slew of vocabulary you could imagine. And that would be the audience back then. Now, I don't know how well this analogy worked out. Hope you could picture that. But that's pretty much the evolution of my audience. So, let me finish this point and then we'll stop for now. And I want to get one other remark out there, because I know a few of you from 4chan are listening, and I'll get this out significantly more later on in a future lecture. But anyway, so I had realized then that my audience was just a bunch of guys who either A, hated me, or B, picked on me. And that was it. And that's when things started going downhill, not for me physically. Once again, even then I had a little more self-control. I didn't respond to any of it, but I still viewed it. So at that point, that's when things started going downhill for me, mentally. And that's when my depression really started getting back. And this time it wasn't because of the stupid comments or anything, but it was because I was looking at all the stuff they were talking about me, and I was taking it all seriously. Well, we'll cover that in the next review, or next lecture, if you will. One slight comment about 4chan that I might make. Well, I might have made a few comments about the site in this lecture. I'm reflecting how things were back in 2013. And of course, while there's still resentment against me on that site, I have understood the concept of 4chan and the concept of anonymity. And I understand the site at this point much better than I did back then. And understand, for anyone from 4chan listening, that I'm not against, I'm not one of those people that you might see posted on saying, look at this idiot, he's declaring war on 4chan. No, I don't do that. I have... My ties between 4chan and myself have greatly improved. That's what I was looking for to say. So we're, in hood terms, we cool. And I think that says it better than anything else. And we will cover this significantly more in the next VORW show. Remember, let your voice be heard. Feel free to send me fan mail, questions, comments, or if you just want to say hello, please do. I'll gladly respond at the beginning of each and every VORW show. As always, fan art is always appreciated. And remember, if you wish for a personal reply, please state that you would like it to be personally responded to in the message, and I'll do my best to get a swift reply to you. Thank you, and take care. This is the voice of the report of the week, signing off.